Grab your medical insurance cards, Wargamers, because today we have to devaccinate the lovely Marian, Librarian, and Poultry Joe. As you recall, in the last episode, they failed to escape from the clutches of... Well, actually, 2 episodes ago, they failed to escape from the clutches of the Space AIDS Detection Service. In the last episode, they realized that the nanobots that were ostensibly injected to protect them from a fake virus also are serving as tracker chips that allow their main enemy, the dastardly spaceman Spliff, to track their whereabouts. Through extensive research on the space dark web, they've found that if you can cryo-freeze yourself, it kills the nanobots. So they need to do that. And to do that, they're going to go off to a place called Starport Moai. Now, I know this looks like Astra Tortuga. It's not. See the big decoration? Starport Moai is a little bit different. The geometry is a little different. And when I zoom out and show you, you'll understand a little bit better. For now, while I got the camera set up here, I want to show you these two have to get over to that gold cross station over there. They're going to make tech rolls to devaccinate themselves. Cobalt 15 and Lieutenant Dane are up here in the game room, and there's the Magic Space Baby. He's playing Space Pong over here. Solo Pong. You can do that in the far future. It's one of the few benefits that the future has. So they're going to run over. They're going to use the device. These guys are on Overwatch. This guy right here is one of the Goon Squad who is working with Spaceman Spliff. Now, is it a he or a she? Oh, this one is the alien-headed dude. Here. We'll zoom in. So this security, we'll zoom in. Trust me, we'll get there. There we go. So this is a what do you call it? A kit bash. I popped the head off a little alien 15 mil, stuck it on there. I think he normally looks like the rest of the security personnel. Something like this. Lovely lady here. I just did a quick head swap, so I got a perfectly unique, totally not a Judge Dredd with an alien head. Anyway, he's watching the security screens over there. And when he realizes, essentially, once they hit this door, they're going to be caught on security camera, and we're going to kick off the game proper. They're going to race over. This fella is going to have to run over to this office here, where Spaceman Spliff is dressing down his security staff for failing to stop them from escaping as they left. What did we call that? Oh, the Starship Justo. There you go, Starport Moai in all its glory. Basically, it's the same thing as Astra Tortuga. What I do is I just swap these 2 panels around. It changes the geometry enough, gives you a unique battlefield, changes the route. Instead of having a large open area here, it's a little more compact, a little more defined. We're going to cover up that seam a little bit better there. So as I said, these 2 are going to start at the door, and they're going to race over to the Gold Cross station. Once they start, she has to make her way over here. Now, Cobalt has the option of gunning this alien down as he appears over here. If he guns him down, there's going to be some confusion. By that, let me show you. Look at all the friendly civilians we have walking around Starport Moai. I moved our heroes to here and here, and the way this is going to add to the confusion is that rules of engagement, Spaceman Spliff, Cobalt 15, nobody wants to hurt civilians, nobody wants to get kicked out of Starport Moai forever, so you cannot shoot through civilians, and you cannot sprint through them. You're going to have to run around them. Now, the way that we're going to be using Rogue Stars, probably for the last time. I got to be honest with you guys. Rogue Stars is a great game, perfectly calibrated so that one person can manage 4 to 6 figures. And like a maniac, I'm going to be handling 30. Now, to simplify things a little bit, civilians are going to use very simple rules of movement. Once the shooting starts, if we draw a diagonal line through here, all the civilians on this side are going to start heading for the exits. All the civilians on that side are going to start heading for that exit. They're going to move 3 inches per turn every time somebody steals the initiative. So we'll have an evolving battlefield every time that initiative flips. That still leaves us with a total of 10 guys, if you include the Magic Space Baby, that I have to handle, and really 10 guys in this system is probably too much. Not a great solo game, but I wanted to finish things off because after we finish this fight, whatever happens, our next battle is going to be taking place on Ch'alt. Season 4 of the Adventures of the Blackraven, probably going to use a different rule set, not as a slam on these, but just because I don't have the brain space for it. With all that preliminary stuff out of the way, let's get down to it. We're going to start by activating these two fellas down here. To make a bit more of a game of this first phase of the mission, the infiltration part, let's do this. He is watching his computer monitors who are tracking the population of Starport Moai, and he's trying to recognize them. She has hacked into the system, so every time they fail to activate, we're going to give him a roll, a tech roll, and if he beats her hacking roll, now remember she's +3, she beats her roll, then the alarm is raised. So he's going to have, I rolled an 11 with a +4 for her, we're going to make that a 14. So that's his spot check. And then we're going to give her, because the only real downside here is failures, we're going to start off with, let's start off with Marian. She has... she is going to activate on she activates on a 10. She gets 2 actions, and he gets to make 1 check. She's got to use those 2 actions to walk. She's going to walk 4 inches. And that is going to pick up 2 stress for her. And his roll is a 6. So he is still none the wiser. And then we'll roll 3 for Poultry Joe. And he gets 3 actions, but he's only going to pick up 2 stress for those 3 actions. And the other thing we'll do is we'll give him a bonus on his tech roll equal to the stress. So now he's only got to pass it on a 10. We roll 3 for Marian, and a failure is rough. She's only going to get 1 action. Let's call that failure a +2 on his check. He's already at +6. So for this one, for his check, he only needs to roll an 8 or higher. And with a 4, he does not. Then he gets to make a check on this die. And with a 9, he does not. So she picks up 1 more stress. Wait, a 9, does a 9 do it? No, he needs a 10. Now he needs a 9. And she does get to move the 2 inches to catch up to Poultry Joe. We're going to move Poultry Joe first. And he's only going to get 1 action. So we'll take that action, and now we get 2 chances. Wait, Poultry Joe is he a veteran? No, he's a veteran. He activates on an 8. That means he gets to go 4 more. So he reaches the console, but that's as far as he can go this time around. He picks up 3 more stress, and now we're sitting on a total of 8 stress markers. So Marian needs to roll 10s. She's going to make those 3 actions. And she gets 2 failures and a 4. Look, 2 failures. It's going to be +2, +2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's going to be at +10. Anything but a 4. And he gets 2 chances to roll 4 or higher. I think it's over. So he says, brink. And he's essentially, now is when he steals the activation. That gives the security personnel an opportunity to race off to inform his companions. Why isn't he using the radio? Well, I guess that was part of Marian's hack, is that he just doesn't have time. So he gets 1 action, he gets 2 failures with a 3 and a 4. That's going to need a 13 in order to steal the initiative back, and Cobalt's going to do that. With an 18, he does manage to steal the initiative, but to keep things exciting, we're going to go ahead and move him the 1 time. Now he's running... Sprinting is a straight line. He runs 14, and now it's on. So having Cobalt over here has seen the security guy race off, and now we got to think about how to get Cobalt and Lieutenant Dane and the Magic Space Baby out of the spaceport as well. What we're going to do is start off by moving Lieutenant Dane over to this point here where he can see the security personnel if they come out that way. And to do that, we're going to try to make 2 actions with him. He gets 1 success and 1 failure. And with that success, he's going to go ahead and move 4 inches, and he's going to take up position right there. Remember, he's got a rifle. That does, however, earn him 1 stress. Personnel who's going to roll a 5, and he's not going to get to make an action. We'll go ahead and, while we still can, we're going to race, kind of like where Cobalt's at for the moment, we're going to race Marian is going to take 3 actions. And she manages to get 3 actions. This time she can actually sprint in a straight line, so she runs over here and says, Joe, get in the box. And with her other 2 actions, she's going to try to hack this system here. She's got to get 2 successes. After spending those 2 actions, she's got to roll twice at a toughness number of 10. Remember, she's +3, so she needs 7s. She gets a 9 and a 1. That 1 is Bad News Bears. A critical failure. With 1 success and 1 failure, she's going to have to start over, and the new toughness number is going to be 12. When she does it again, and she might as well do it right now. Well, first thing we'll do is we'll roll 1 to stuff Poultry Joe into the box. And now she can reprogram it. He picks up a stress, and she is going to take 3 more attempts, and she gets a 10 and a 15 and an 8. That 8 is going to be a failure for her. So our security guard rolls a 14, and now he does get to move. Where'd he go? So here he is. He's going to be able to move 4 inches on that move, which puts him just down the stairs here. On his next move, but we still have to resolve these 2 more actions of Marian over here. Again, she's going to try to hack. Toughness number of 12 this time. She needs to roll 9s with her +3. So with a 19 and 10, she does reprogram. But, by the way, if you hear the Andy Griffith Show kind of off-key in the back, if I don't earn the copyright strike, you're watching this, I got a new bird. Hang on. This handsome fella is Smokey. We are bird-sitting him while his owner takes a little trip to the mainland. And she's a bit of a whistler. So apologies for the excess noise, but hey, if you've been to the channel, you know that's how we do things. So I guess we have a bit of a soundtrack this time around. Marian has now cured Poultry Joe of the vaccine, and the guards are 1 move away from being alerted. With 7 stress total on the crew of the Blackraven, we're going to try to move him. He takes 2 actions as a hero. A 12 and a 15 will do it. He's going to use 1 action to scoop up the Magic Space Baby. He's going to use his 2nd action to cruise on over here and take up position. We'll put the Magic Space Baby safely behind the Space Foosball table. That's 2 more stress on Cobalt, taking us up to a total of 9. And it's time for Poultry Joe. He's got to try to, well, how does this work? I guess since she already hacked it, we're going to roll 1 for Poultry Joe. So he hops out and moves to the door, and then she climbs in, and an 8's not going to do it. Last roll to see if, well, wait a minute. First, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, a little too excited. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Spliff can steal the initiative on a 6 or higher. But he can't do that because he hasn't been alerted yet. We're rolling for that guy to act, and on an 8, he's green. He needs to roll a 12. He does not act. So she gets another couple of chances. And an 18 and a 16, she hops in, takes the cure, and hops back out. And, man, that's a lot of stress. Question now becomes, with both her and Poultry Joe completed with their task, how do we get the crew out safely? And It's just out. They can go through the back door, they can go through there, or even better, they can split. So the first thing I want to do is bring Cobalt from his position of Overwatch. Well, let's split him up. Let's try to move Poultry Joe over to here. He's going to take 2 actions, and with a 6 and a 19, that 6 is going to allow our boy a chance. 5's not going to do it. So he can move, he can sprint 6 or move 4. From where he is, he can move over to here. But he does pick up a stress for that. Marian is going to use all 3 actions of hers to try to join him. And, ooh, with a 10, 13, and 15, she's going to get all 3. So she can go, oh, I didn't see there's a door here. She's actually going to run through here. So 2, 4, 4, and 4. Marian can get out. Raise this up so you can see. She actually slipped through this door around here and out, so she is off to safety. And that means we take her. Where's her 5 stress mark was off the board. All right, Poultry Joe, let's try to get him off too, I guess. 3 actions. He's going to get 2. He blows 1. And that 1, we're going to re-roll. That's cocked. Is a 20 for this guy. So with a 20, he picks up no stress. He gets into the security comms and says, hey guys, we got a big problem. I'm going to allow them a chance to steal the initiative, because otherwise there's not much of a game here, is there? And with a 5, and with 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... or not the security comms, the station office where Spaceman Spliff is holding court. Toughness number of 16 to steal the initiative. He's a leader 3. That gives him a +3. That takes the toughness number down to 13. With a total of 8 stress on these guys, he only needs to roll a 5 or better. And there's your 5. So initiative kicks off. No more stress on the crew of the Blackraven. And it's time to wheel the camera around and figure out what we're going to do with the security guard. Since we switched initiative, and since our security guard got that critical success and was able to shout, hey, 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 problem security, get security, everyone's very confused. We're going to leave them where they're at until the next change in initiative. And then we're going to move everybody 2 inches towards the nearest exit, which is going to make life, I don't know, it's hard to say. A little complicated, a little not. Let's find out. Since guns are going to be a problem, let's go ahead and move Thumper first. He's going to try to take 3 actions. He is elite, so he reacts on a 6+. He only gets 1 success, and he gets a critical failure. So first we'll roll. We're going to use Chicken Joe is going to try to move. He's going to try to, well, he can only move 4 at the most. And on 11, Chicken Joe is a veteran, so he gets that +1 to act react. So he does it. So Joe is going to run 4 inches. Or, oh, he's got a straight line shot. Let's move him 6 to here. I think Joe's going to get off. I think this is going to be a successful mission in that they're both going to get healed. Now, the other guy here gives Cobalt could steal, if I understand correctly, his target numbers are 13. There's no stress, so it stays at a 13. No, that's not true. There is 1 stress on the guy that ran. Wait, he took 3 turns, so there's actually 1, 2, 3 stress on him. 10. So he could steal on a 10 up, on an 8 up. Or he can play it safe. I think we're going to play it safe, and we're just going to try to make 1 movement. And a 5 is not going to do it. Okay, no problem. But the Thumper does get his 1 action, so he is going to be the first out of the gate. It's going to cost him 1.5 inches to get out, and then he can move 2.5 inches down the hall, so he's going to move to right here. And he picks up just 1 stress for that. Then we're going to move, Spliff wants to be in on the action. He's going to make 3 actions. He gets an 8, 10, and a 17. That's 3 successes. He is fast 2, which means, I can't remember. Let's go to the book. Is fast only for sprinting, or is that for running? Elite, fast, +1 to run and sprint. Okay, good. So he can move an extra 2 inches. If all he's doing is running, he could move. He's in the back corner here, obviously. So it's 3 inches to there. And with his fast 2, he can move to here. And that's just 1 action. For his second action, he can run to here and take up position right there. And for his third action, he can run over and either block or he can start shooting. Except the line of sight, he'd be shooting right past a civilian, and he doesn't dare do that. Right, he's going to use his third action to draw his weapon. I got to remember that these 2 guys haven't drawn their weapons either. That's 3 actions for Spaceman Spliff. And since that both of the crew members have escaped that way, he's going to try to bring out another crew member. We'll bring out one of the pistol gals, and with a 9, 12, and a 14, she's going to get 3 actions. And that's going to be running to here. Stuff is in the way. Then there's 4 to there. Actually, let's put her right here. 1, 2, and she draws a weapon as well. And earns 3 stress. 1, 2, 3. We'll bring out the last unactivated crew member. And with a 2, 5, and a 15, that's going to give these guys 2 chances to move. We're going to try to move him. Actually, I take it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is going to steal the initiative on a 6 up. 8. Excellent. The crew has stolen the initiative. On the one hand, we should just run him out. Let me back this camera up a little bit. And we'll zoom in a little tighter so you can see where that door is. On the other hand, we've got to protect the Magic Space Baby for some reason. So we're going to take 3 actions with Cobalt. With no stress, he's going to react on it. Oh, he gets a success and a failure. Critical success, critical failure, and 1 action. He'll use that free action to scoop up the Magic Space Baby, and then he will... So that's a walk. And I guess we'll call that a draw. So that's 2 actions. 1 to move to here, 1 to pick up the baby. And that is 2 actions on him. I think that... I think with that critical fumble, now he is a sitting duck, so the next ranged attack at him is at +2. But I think Spliff can also try to take an action. And he's actually going to try to activate Thumper. We're going to try to bring him back up. A 7. Now he's green, so he only activates on a 10. That ain't going to do it. We're going to go ahead and move Cobalt 15 again with his 3 actions. And remember that he activates on a 5 up, so he gets 3 actions, and he's going to use all 3 to go. 1, 2, 3, and he's off. And then we're going to use the others for Lieutenant Dane. And Lieutenant Dane rolls a fumble and a success, and he is a veteran, so he also activates on a 9. So he gets 2 actions. He's a sitting duck, and that's going to give, so as he comes down, we're going to give Spliff 1 shot at him. At a +2, he rolls a 15. That is a... Running down our extensive list of modifiers, we are from 2 to 8 inches away. So there's no modifier there. That 13 is... What else do we got here? We got... he's a sitting duck, so it becomes a 15. I think that's it. So we succeed by 5. And that is a hit to the torso or arm. And I guess we'll call it the arm, because his torso has body armor. Lieutenant Dane has a vest. No, he's got light combat dress. Yeah, we'll call it in the chest. So that's a 3. Pistol has a value of 4, so that's going to be a damage of... It's going to subtract 1 from the damage roll. Oop, let's roll that again. Subtracting 1. A damage roll of 10 is 1 pin and light damage to the arm. He drops his weapon, and the arm is temporarily crippled, and then he uses his last move to boogie on out the door. So he lost his weapon. They were able to devaccinate 2 of the crew members of the Blackraven, and that means that Spliff is going to be out of luck when it comes time to track their ultimate destination. He's going to have no way of knowing that they're on Ch'alt, so we can start over fresh and new with essentially a brand new season and maybe some brand new enemies. Another infiltration mission, and I think Rogue Stars is probably better suited for the run and gun battles. Like I said, it probably works a lot better when you have that kind of run and gun, or when you've got 2 brains working 4 to 6 figures apiece. We didn't even move the civilians, but they did have an effect. They did slow everything down for the forces of security. I really think maybe the initial part of that scenario wasn't terribly well designed, that the Marian and Poultry Joe were going to get away relatively unscathed every single time. It was just a little too hard for that one guy, particularly given that Marian rolled so high. And that's one of the curious things about a battle like this, is that there's a kind of invisible balance that appears when you deal with strategic level things decided by a die roll. And we've seen this in some of the other previous games that I've run, where you've got soldiers searching a village, and randomly placing where the object of their search is can make a huge difference in how easy the mission is. The mission may seem wildly unbalanced if it's in the near house, the house nearest to their deployment zone. It may seem wildly unbalanced if it's too far from their deployment zone, but if you make that a random number, then an individual scenario might not be balanced. Case in point, this one right here. But the scenario in general, when you play it over the course of 100 battles, may be entirely balanced. And I think that's kind of what happened here. We had a little bit of gunplay at the end, and if Marian had shanked that initial roll, then they would have been spotted well before they got into the Gold Cross franchise, and they would have had to shoot their way out a lot harder. But again, that kind of thing is a little hard to plan for. It's a lot easier to design a game like that and to just hand wave away balance issues when you know it's going to be played 1,000 times versus when it's going to be played once. We will probably return to Starport Moai at some point in the future, but until then, we're going to be running around the surface of the alien planet Ch'alt. I got a link in the description to a role-playing game supplement that deals with that planet, and I'm using that for loose inspiration. So if you want a preview of what to expect in future episodes, you can give that a download, give it a purchase, and until next time, when we reach the surface of the planet, when we find the home of the magic space baby, we'll have a whole different kind of fun. Until then, remember, I'm praying for you.